This is a follow-up. It's not really part 2 of the video that I made where I contend that Islamophobia is racism. And I've been interacting with some people who have objected to that assertion that Islamophobia is racism. And it generally revolves around the idea that, the objections generally revolve around the idea that Islam is not a race. Islam is an ideology or a faith or a religion or whatever. And it's that religion and that faith that they object to, not in any race of people. Well, I put it rather baldly then. I said, so you object to Islam, not to Muslims. Because there is a difference. Islam is a faith, it's a philosophy, it's a way of life, it's not something tangible, it's not a human being. A Muslim is someone who follows Islam. So if you dislike Muslims, that's quite a different matter from disliking the religion that they follow. And generally the argument is gone from the people who take exception to my characterization of Islamophobia as racism. It's the fact that their faith makes them do these bad things, the things that they're alleged to do, such as, breed the rest of us off the planet, commit acts of terrorism, sponsor hatred of non-Muslims, oppress women, pedophilia, all kinds of rather nasty things that they're alleged to do as a result of their faith. Well, I would actually put forward the suggestion that they consult some Islamic scholars, some reputable Islamic scholars, and put those questions to them, rather than just quote mining the Quran. Just ask someone who presumably knows what they're talking about. What does Islam teach about pedophilia, about terrorism, about relations with non-Muslims, whatever? That would be a lot more conducive to actually understanding what Islam actually is than just attacking it based on your own, let's admit it, hostile interpretation. Secondly, I'm very much afraid that reading between the lines, one does see a dislike or a fear or a distrust or whatever generalization of Muslims. Now, Muslims do not, let's face it, belong to an actual race. An awful lot of them have a skin tone that is noticeably darker than the people who are the most well-known Islamophobes, or people that say that Islamophobia is a myth. Be that as it may, I doubt that any of them will come out and say that they are racists, and I think that we're wasting our time by trying to get them to do that. But they will say, I've nothing against Muslims, but a lot of Muslims commit acts of terror, a lot of Muslims oppress women, a lot of Muslims have too many children, a lot of Muslims distrust us in the West. Inevitably, it's those things that really don't have anything to do with Islam as such that people harp on when they criticize Islam, when they take exception to my categorization of Islamophobia as racism. It's the alleged conduct of Muslims that is used as the justification for Islamophobia. That is skating awfully close to out-and-out racism. And like I say, if that isn't racism, then anti-Semitism isn't racism either. Because, well, the anti-Semite doesn't say, I can't stand Jews because, well, whatever the reasons, they have hook noses, or their lips are too full, or they have too much body hair, or whatever that horrible claptrap that's usually used to describe the stereotypical Jew racially. It's not that. It's, oh, they control the world, they're too greedy, they're obnoxious, there's a conspiracy of them to control the world, yada, yada, yada. It's what they actually do. It's not Judaism in and of itself. I didn't hear anyone say, I dislike Islam because people pray 5 times a day, because people go to the mosque on Friday, or because people make the Hajj, or they follow certain holidays, or they abstain from alcohol and eating pork, or they wear a little hat on the top of their head. No one actually said that they didn't like that. So that was what I would have assumed would have been real Islamophobia, because you dislike the real tenets of Islam. You dislike what Muslims actually do. It's the stuff that is alleged that Muslims do. Again, that is used as ammunition against Islam in and of itself. It's used to bolster Islamophobia, the terrorism, the pedophilia, all that kind of thing. I'm sorry, but it's the old slander someone and then say, it's because of this that I dislike them. It's the old one about, I dislike Jews because Jews drink the blood of Christian children. First make something up about them and then blame them for that, and then say that's why you dislike them. I don't think we have any evidence at all that Muslims are any more likely to do bad things than anyone else. And saying that they do, or that they are more likely, is racist. Thank you.